Hello there, it's Finn, and my camera is not cooperating, so I'm using my webcam. We'll see how well that works. It probably won't work so well, but whatever. So I want to wish everyone, and especially just beautiful, and asexual awareness week. Yes, this week is Asexual Awareness Week, and it ends on Sunday, so the week is coming to a close, and I figured maybe you should make a video about being asexual. Maybe. I've already talked about what asexuality is, but I figured for this week, in the spirit of awareness, that I would discuss my coming to terms and discovering being asexual. Because I think a lot of people assume that asexuals just know they're asexual right out the gate, and then they just go with it. And that is not the case for a lot of people, and me included. And so there's a lot of experiences, a lot of just things that I've gone through in discovering that I'm asexual and coming to terms with it. So first off, I want to talk about the construct of virginity. To me, virginity doesn't exist. I think it's really dumb. I just think it's ridiculous. It's both oppressive to women and to men. It pressures men to have sex when they're not necessarily ready to have sex or even want to have sex. And it pushes this ideal onto women that they're less valuable the first time they have sex. So there's this intrinsic value on sex that once you've had it the first time, you're actually less valuable as a human being. People will find you less desirable after you've had sex. And that makes no sense to me. I think it's ridiculous. So my first time having sex was actually pretty sweet. It was pretty fun. I think in having sex, you are experiencing sensations that you've never experienced before, and you're connecting with another individual or individuals in a way that you've never connected with other people before. And so there's this spiritual or emotional or whatever you want to call it connection that you make with other people while having sex, and it's definitely different from anything you've ever done before. So yeah, sex for me was actually pretty fun the first few times. I would say over the course of 2 to 3 months, it began to lose its allure to me as a new experience, and it just became a thing that I did every once in a while, and it slowly became a thing that I dreaded, which is awful. It was terrible. I'll just let you know, having sex when you don't want to have sex is really bad. So I figured maybe I need to branch out. Maybe I need to try different things in sex and figure out what things that I like. And I did that, and not so much. Then I thought, well, maybe I'm not sexually attracted to cisgendered men. Not so much. I definitely did some branching out, did some deep soul searching, and at the end of the day, I discovered that I was asexual, that I was not experiencing sexual attraction to anyone of any gender. Like, I could see a person and say, oh, they're attractive, or oh, they're sexy, but I didn't necessarily ever want to have sex with them, even if I had an emotional connection with them. Like, I just never wanted to have sex, really. Honestly, that's the end of it. And in that discovery, I had a lot of mixed emotions. I harbored a lot of self-hatred, just towards myself, and not wanting to have sex and not enjoying sex as a lot of other people seemingly do. And it became this strange, like, positive feedback loop of me doing it and me hating myself for doing it and me not wanting to do it and doing it again and then hating myself more and not wanting to do it anymore and doing it again. I just kept pushing and pushing myself to do it. And I harbored a lot of resentment towards my partner. And it was a lot of projection of anger at myself, because I felt like I was broken. I felt like I wasn't experiencing sex the way people should be experiencing it. It definitely shouldn't be a bad thing, because sex is normal. But you know what? Not having sex is also normal. And I think that's a thing that kind of fueled my thoughts about myself and hating myself for not enjoying sex. Because in our society, in many societies, sex is kind of exalted. It's kind of put on this pedestal as being not only normal, but also preferred. It's almost like if you don't have sex, then you are dysfunctional. There is something wrong with you for not having sex, for not enjoying sex, for thinking sex is not something that you're into. And it took me a long time to get over that connotation of dysfunctionality. You're dysfunctional. You're broken. There's something wrong with you. And there isn't. There really isn't. And I felt pressured to have sex with my fiance even when I didn't want to have sex. And I would oblige him anytime he wanted to do it. And it was incredibly damaging. Like, never, ever do that to yourself. And not only was it damaging to me, emotionally, mentally, physically damaging to me, it was also incredibly damaging to my fiance. And I think it hurt him to see me having such a terrible time having sex, and me obviously wanting to enjoy it, wanting to do it. I mean, I want to do it because I want it to be something that is something fun for me. And it wasn't, and it was so frustrating. I didn't know what to do. It was just so frustrating, feeling like I'm broken. And it made him feel really bad because it was like asking me to move the sun and the moon just to have this one experience with me. And so it made him feel really bad. And he's still getting over, some of the trauma that me forcing myself to have sex kind of caused for him and for me. It took a very long time to get over that. And I'm still, in a way, getting over it. We had a lot of fights, a lot of discussion, some more fights, a few more fights, like a real big fucking fight. And I think we're at a point where we both accept each other and ourselves. I think in accepting that I'm asexual, it actually made having sex easier, which is an absolute oxymoron, but think of it this way. Before, when I was assuming that I was maybe not asexual or borderline asexual and forcing myself to have sex, I didn't accept myself, and I hated myself, and I hated sex, and everything about, like, just encompassing the whole experience. As soon as I was able to accept myself as being asexual, sex became not so invasive. It became a thing that I just did from time to time. Literally like washing the dishes. Like, to me, sex is really a chore. And it has to get done because I'm in a relationship where I've made this compromise to have sex. And it's not all that bad. Like, once you get over, the feelings of guilt and self-loathing, all that's left is just the sex. When you're thinking about hating yourself and hating sex and trying to kind of disengage from the situation, you can't engage in that emotional connection that people get sometimes when having sex. And I definitely have let loose a good bit and tried to make it more fun. More like anything else that I would ever do with my fiance, like watching games together, watching TV and anime and fun shit, doing fun shit, building a goddamn bed. We built a bed last week and it was awful. And we still had a lot of fun. And that's the way I kind of see sex, is a chore that I can have fun doing because I'm doing it with a person that I love immense amounts. And that's really the bottom line, is the person that you're with someone that you want to be with? Is it someone that makes you feel good about yourself? And I'm in a place where I'm with a person that makes me feel good about myself. Being a sex positive asexual is strange, but it's all right once you get the hang of it. Once you've accepted yourself as asexual and the concept of asexuality and the idea that having sex is not the functional way, it's not the only way that you can live your life, I think that that really helps in just having a better sense of self and bringing you and your partner together closer and lovingly and all that bullshit. So yeah, all of my soul searching, all of the experiences, all of the fights, all of the discussions, it took place over the course of now 7 years. It's been a really, really long time coming. And now I'm in a place where I'm feeling really good about myself and about my sexuality. And I feel like I'm good. And I hope that other people will see this and think, I'm not broken. Because you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to have sex to be normal. There's nothing wrong with you. So enjoy this week, enjoy this day, enjoy your time on Earth, and be beautiful, be asexy, own it, and love it. Been out.